Well, I don't know if I looked into it according to the Bible.
Okay, so what would your nationality be? What would your race be? What would you say your race is?
Black, but I feel like I've been told many different things of what our family lineage is. I don't know if we really know.
Yeah, we know. You know why we know? Give me numbers. I'm just going to read something to you to show you how we know. Because where do the seed come from? That the seed that impregnates a woman.
I mean,
Read that, the book of Numbers.
sperm.
Right. Yes, that's the seed, right?
Numbers.
Go ahead.
Numbers chapter 1 verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
So what a pedigree? What are they saying when they say pedigree?
A specific type of breed.
Bloodline.
Right.
So you are the seed of your father.
Okay.
All right. That's why color really doesn't matter. And you'll notice a lot of our people, like, there's no such race as mixed. You can't be mixed. You just gotta be. You are the seed of your father.
Okay.
It's, you know, there's a lot of cases where you see what they call these. They have these sperm banks where these places, these women. So they take the sperm of a man they may not know of, but that child they have is that man's seed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, according to your father, what would your nationality be? Your dad.
Well, I don't know if he knows what his nationality is.
What he put on the application, on the job application.
He would put black.
Okay, that's his nationality. So he'll be a so-called Black American according to the Bible.
Yeah.
All right, because
I don't feel like we're really from here.
No, we're not.
well, we're gonna get into that. We're not
saying.
from here, because you know how we got here to the Americas.
Absolutely. Our diaspora is long in life from being sold into slavery.
Right.
Out.
And that happened across the world. Like there's black people everywhere.
Right.
Right. You know, that's biblical actually.
Right.
That's biblical. We're gonna read that. Get that 2864.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
So, what other nation of people serve other gods? So, for instance, white people, they have a white god, don't they?
Well, yeah, Jesus is white.
Right.
So, you believe Jesus is white?
No. It said lamb of bronze and hair of wool.
Oh, okay. So you've been reading a little bit. We're gonna get that.
That doesn't translate to white to me.
Right.
Okay. So you know a little bit. You've been hearing about what's been going on in the media and all that with Kyrie Irving, Kanye West.
I try not to.
Why not? Why you try not to?
Well, I just, I feel like it's depressing, for one.
Okay, depressing. Okay, why?
Because it's usually all one-sided.
Yeah, come on, over. We here for you too, man. Here you go. Check it out. Just doing the conversation. You
Have ulterior motives.
got a seat, bro.
Okay, you say it's all one-sided.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't tell the truth of. To me, the truth tells the side of everybody, right? And I feel like it's going to have its ulterior motives to serve whoever it's supposed to serve.
Okay, as far as okay, I get what you're saying. It's not what they said. That's what you're saying. That brings up the ulterior motives, but it's how what they said is being betrayed.
Well, I just think they're never gonna the media is never gonna produce all of the truth. Like I feel like if I'm not gonna get the whole story, I don't want some of the story.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask you this then. What was one of the main points that they brought out? Each one of them. Let's start with Kyrie Irving. What was one of the main points that he brought out that he was interested in doing?
I don't even know if I know enough to tell you.
He was trying to find out who he is.
And
That's where he come from, right?
This is from being accused of being anti-Semitic, right?
Yeah.
There you go. What you think, bro?
You talking about Kyrie?
Yeah.
I didn't really look too deep into the situation. I just know that they canceled him immediately for saying something that, well, pretty much cancel culture, I should say.
Okay.
But they just canceled him for something that people are sensitive about and that they didn't like. And I feel like they didn't show the whole,
Right.
story of it, and how she said media only portrays what they want to portray.
Yeah.
And usually not the black man. And then LeBron spoke about it, and then he even said that that other topics are more portrayed than what his truth is coming out. But I just feel like, the media, I feel like he was targeted. As soon as he says something, like, he's a kind guy, he donates all the time, he does other things for people, so I don't feel like he's an asshole or he meant to say anything bad, but I just feel like they didn't tell the whole story and they portrayed him wrong, and then people started getting mad at him, and then, the NBA started going against them, the NBA is.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Now, it was the main point she said. She said anti-Semitic. You heard that word before?
A couple of times, but I never really looked into it.
You know that was one of the main reasons that they got on Kyrie Irving?
No, I did not.
Okay. What do you think being anti-Semitic means?
It means that you're not pro-Jewish or you're not a believer of Jewish culture.
Okay. You said not pro-Jewish or you're not familiar with Jewish culture?
That you're not pro. Like, you feel like you almost have to promote it to be Semitic, right? Like, if you say anything that sounds like it's going to be disagreeing with the culture or their religion, then you're canceled, right?
Yeah, and that's what a lot of things too. You see, like with the LGBTQ, if anybody says anything, interviewers are asking questions, and they'll, just answer a different question. It probably won't even be about the LGBTQ. It won't even be about the question they asked.
But they'll destroy your character because
it will. Anybody, if you say one sentence wrong, they will be on you about what you said. And
what people do they do that to? Mainly us.
Mainly black people, yeah.
Us. You know that's a curse.
Yeah.
Let me show you something. We're going to show you something about Semitic. Let me start. Go to Genesis 2:7 real quick first, because y'all gotta understand something. Do you guys know anything about the Bible?
Back when I was younger, no. Actually, back when I was younger, yes, just a little bit. I wasn't like, a big church guy, but I knew a little bit, but then started to fall off on it.
Okay, I want to go over something with you. Genesis 2:7, read that.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
What is this saying?
Man was created from dirt.
Okay, that would make men be of what? In the beginning, they were of what? All men was of what?
What color?
Color.
What color is dirt?
Brown? Yeah.
They was brown, right?
Brown, yeah.
Brown. Okay. So you got it. So the Lord destroyed the earth at first with what? With the flood, with water, right? With Noah. Okay, Noah had how many sons?
Just two, right?
He had 3. Okay. It was Ham.
Okay.
That's where you get the Hamites from. Okay. The real African people. Okay. Shem. That's where you get the Shemitic people from. Okay. And then he had Japheth. That's his third son. Because it was only 8 people lived from the flood. Okay. So go to what's that? 1 Chronicles 1 and 17. Check this out.
1 Chronicles chapter 1, verse 17. The sons of Shem, Elam and Asher, and Arphaxad and Lud and Aram and Uz and Hul and Gether and Meshech.
So as we keep reading this, it tells you the sons of Shem, right? Which are a Shemitic people. Okay? But we're not gonna go, we're just gonna go to the main points. Okay, jump to verse 20. Well, before 20, go to 27.
Verse 27. 1 Chronicles chapter 1, verse 27. Abram, the same is Abraham. The sons of Abraham, Isaac.
So Shem had Abraham. Read. Abraham had what?
The sons of Abraham, Isaac and Ishmael.
Isaac and Ishmael. Okay. Abraham would be what? Shemitic. Okay. His sons, that means they would be what? Shemitic.
Yeah.
So Isaac Ishmael. Ishmael is the Arabs today. Ishmaelites.
Okay.
You ever heard them use that term, or they name their kids Ishmael, things like that? So they will actually be Shemitic. Okay, jump down to 30.
First Chronicles 1, verse 34. And Abraham begot Isaac, the sons of Isaac, Esau and Israel.
Esau and Israel. Okay, we are the seed of Israel. We are the Israelites today. Okay, Esau are the Edomites today, which are the white people today. We're going to go to Genesis 25 and 25. So we would be Shemitic as well, and the white people would be Shemitic.
Right.
Okay? The Japanese would be Shemitic. Chinese would be Shemitic.
Right.
So what they're doing, they're changing the definition of Shemitic because of the power that they hold in the earth. Okay? That's it. They're trying to make it relate to a Jewish people. And Jewish ish means what? Something relating to.
Right.
Which is saying what? They're not the real Jews.
They're descendant also.
Huh?
They're also descendants of, right?
They're
Also the descendants.
Ish. So
Ish means they're also
if I say I'm gonna be here around 10ish, am I gonna be there at
It's a
10 o'clock?
derivative of.
be
like,
around, like-
You're around, so that means, so if you say Jewish, what that mean?
Kind of like you are, but you're not.
You're not.
Okay,
You're
right.
not. You say
Yeah,
blackish,
it is.
you're not.
Yeah.
All right. So where were we?
Genesis 25.
Okay, go to Genesis 25. I'm gonna show you something about this, because this is when the first so-called white man came into the earth. Read this.
What verse?
Start at 23.
All the way when she entreated.
Yeah.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 21.
Come on, man.
And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren.
So this is Isaac. When it said Isaac,
It's crazy though. I'm just getting my.
Isaac had Esau and Israel. This is Isaac. This is when he had the two. Read.
And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord.
What's up, big bro?
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
2 nation of people. Okay? So the Israelites and the Edomites are what? 2 nation of people. Okay, read.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Because the so-called black Americans are way stronger than the so-called whites. They could not go through the slavery and all the stuff that we
Or they
went
wouldn't
through.
have made it.
They wouldn't have made it. There you go. Read.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
The elder shall serve the younger. Now look at this. This is important that you hear this. Who came out first? Which child came out first? Okay? Read it. Well, this is what it's going to mean by the elder shall serve the younger. Read.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment.
So, read.
And they called his name Esau.
This is the beginning of Esau, which that's their biblical name. The so-called white people are Esau. They're not actually white, but they're what?
Red.
Red. That's why you hear down south, redneck. And that's why when they get mad, the red go through their skin because they have no melon. This is when they actually came into the world. All right? Now,
The first 20.
yes. All right? And they say the elder shall serve the younger. Who came out first? Esau, right?
Yeah, so
He's the elder. All right? So, what is this saying? Is that more on that? Or you need to go ahead and go to Ezra?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and read more.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. And his name was called Jacob.
Jacob, that's our forefather. Esau is the forefather of the so-called white people today. Jacob is the forefather of the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel, which is
he was
us.
supposed to serve Jacob.
There you go. He is going
The
to.
redneck is supposed to serve the black.
Well, he is. It's not over yet. He actually is.
Right.
Is that more? All right, go to Ezra. Go to Ezra. You finish with that.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, and verse 9. For Esau, verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him.
Talking about the two that when they was born, this was going to explain the elder shall serve the younger. Read.
Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
So, who's ruling the world right now? Go to Job 9:24.
Yeah, I answered that question. Who rule the world today?
It's still a red man, I guess.
That's right.
There you go. He's ruling the world. And what did it just say about the red man? It say
He's the end.
he's the end of the world, and who's the beginning of them that follow?
The younger. Or
Which is Jacob,
Right.
yeah.
the children of Israel, right? Which is us. So what's that saying? That's saying after this kingdom, who's ruling next? Us. All right, right now, let's go to Job 9:24. Read that.
Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So that's telling you who's ruling the world right now. What is the Bible calling them?
Wicked.
The wicked. All right, this is what he do. Read.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Because they took power during the Renaissance. The Renaissance happened in what? 1400s. What he started doing, he started whitewashing all the black images. He gave us a history not farther than slavery. That's why when you read about us, they don't never go farther than slavery. You got to ask yourself, damn, we got to have a...
I've never really heard of it.
All right.
Can I so read that part again?
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Read.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Read.
If not, where and who is he?
So if he didn't do it, who did it? Because right now, if you go into Family Dollar right now, Dollar Tree, what color is Christ?
White silver.
He white, right? What
Even in
color
the
he is on the movies? White. So he covering the face of the judges. You look at a movie by what 12 what that was? Not 12 Years Slave when they came out of Egypt. What's that movie name?
Ten Commandments.
Ten Commandments. Yeah. What color Moses is?
I mean, they're all white.
But he's supposed to be Egyptian, right? Right. I mean, that's what he portrayed himself as an Egyptian for all those years. What color is Egyptians?
Black.
They black. They black. They black and black. New Bowl today will be so-called Egyptian back in the day. What color New Bowl is?
But they did all of our stories like that.
I don't know. That's what the Bible just said. Read it again.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the
That's what that means when he covered the face of the judges. He made everybody in this Bible look like him.
Right.
When the Bible, if we could go over later on, also go over. Everybody in the Bible is black except for the red man.
Right.
But I think that's where the distrust comes from, right? Like, since the Bible has been in the hands of the white man,
right?
how much of this was revised to serve the white man, I think is a lot of where our distrust comes from, because we're still supposed to trust in this book, but it's been revised to tell us that it doesn't look like us. How much of it
Right.
is
Well,
still...
how did they start doing that? In slavery, right?
Right.
What did they do? They have, for instance, the pastors today. Do they teach what's in here? No.
I've been in church.
Hey, they don't, huh?
No. No.
They usually talk about, not I would say sensitive topics, but like worldly topics. I would say.
Yeah. One day in Alabama, I was walking up the hill and
I got this car, you know, bless me.
Yeah.
They don't. They actually they're with homosexuality. They with everything that's against His Bible. So, with that being said, back in slavery, what they do? They get a house Negro, and they make him preach, because they didn't allow us to read. So everything he was telling them wasn't in the Bible. They're still using these same tactics today. So they're reading something. They're not even reading the Bible. They're not pulling out any scriptures. That's where we got lost at. All right. Still, so when you read the actual Bible, it actually talks about the real Jews. It talks about our history, how we got here, the slave trade, everything like that. So before we go there, it tells you the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, right? Because they're ruling the world right now, and they covered the faces of the judges. This is how they did it. Go to 1 Maccabees 3:48.
1 Maccabees chapter 3 verse 48. And laid open the book of the law.
So once we was in captivity, they did not allow us to read and write. They laid open the book and did what?
Wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
So they start erasing our images. That's why if you watch movies, like he was talking about earlier, the Ten Commandments.
Did they tarnish it and not erase it or what?
They give me the picture. Look up the iconoclasm. I'm going to explain. They basically took black Jesus, painted him white. All the black angels painted him white. All the, you know, because God is black, His people is black, the angels are black. All of it. They just whitewashed the images. It's called iconoclasm. The prophets are black, and we can read that in the Bible. What it says, they are black. The disciples are black. You know what I mean? So they laid open our book and actually started painting the pictures white. Same with the movies. Now you gotta ask yourself, well, who is the white man? Because white men call themselves what? The Israelites, the people of God, they call themselves the Egyptians. The Egyptians white in the movie. Everybody white in the movie. Every nation of people. Well, who's the white man? So that's what I'm saying. That's how they did that. So now, we also talked about the Jewish people, right? So I'm just letting you know that during slavery, all this stuff happened. Go to Psalms 83. Now, you got to understand, all the nations conspired against our people because we're from a royal priesthood. We're royalty people. Our forefathers are who? King David, King Solomon, King Saul, all the mighty men of the book. Jesus Christ himself is our forefathers. Yeah. We're from the tribe of Judah here. We're from Jesus Christ's bloodline. You got to understand how powerful that is. So it's a reason that they don't want us to come out with certain things because they want us to stay at a certain level. Because if you in the mind state of a black American today, then your culture is abortion. Since 1973, Roe versus Wade, there's been over 19 million abortions. Your culture is gang banging, killing your own brothers. Your culture is like a bunch of crabs in a bucket that's pulling our people down if you are a black American. That's what I'm saying. Even if you try to stand up for what's right, they'll pick a black person to pull that black person down. Read that.
Psalms chapter 83, verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
So our enemies, all the nations, read.
And they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So they said, let us cut them off from being a nation. They cut us off from being a nation. So how did they do that? Divide and conquer.
That's how you do it with any war.
Yeah, yeah. So-called black Americans, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans, Puerto Ricans, all of us are the same people.
Right.
All right? So that's how they did that. Go to Revelations 2 and verse 9. Because you asked about the so-called Jewish people. Read that.
Revelations chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
He's talking to the real Israelites now, because he know our tribulations, the trials and tribulations, the troubles that we have, getting gunned down in the street, police finding themselves not guilty, we're in prison houses, ghettos. Whatever we do, we just can't seem to get there as a people. You know, you can get there as an individual, but that's how they promote that. Oh, this individual made it, so you think you can make it as an individual. But what percentage of black males make it as a so-called basketball player or football player?
My percentage, maybe some black people.
It's a small percentage. From every school in every state?
Oh yeah, from every school in every state.
Yeah, in the whole,
You got a group that goes into that school. Probably one comes out, maybe, if they're not into it or whatever.
But if you ask the average kid what they want to be, they're going to name a sport.
Mm-hmm.
All right, read that.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews. And
who say they are the Jews today?
Maybe the white people.
The white people.
Yeah.
He said he know what?
And I know the blasphemy
The
of
lies
of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
What did the Bible call it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, let's go this way. But on what?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Revelations 2, verse 9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
You hear that? That's what the Lord called them. Now you got to ask yourself, who are the real Jews and what color are they? What would you say?
I know a little bit about it.
Okay.
It's us.
It's us.
Yeah.
What you think? What you say?
It's us.
It's us. What you say? It's us. Okay, everybody agree it's us. Go to Jeremiah.
Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth,
It's talking about Judah, right? Judah. Read.
and the gates thereof languish.
The gates thereof language. All right. Jews is a derivative of Jew. If you understand, Jew derives from Judah. It's just short for Judah. Okay? It says what? Read it right from the top again.
Judah mourneth.
What does it mean to be in mourning?
You're getting over something. Or, like, if there's a death, you're mourning, right?
Okay, mourning. He said hurt. Somebody said hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. The so-called people that call themselves Jews, are they in mourning? No, because why? They own everything. The media you look at today, who own it? The so-called Jewish people. It say, we're in mourning, but read.
And the gates thereof languish.
It's the gates thereof language. What is this saying? Our leadership language, meaning it's weak. That's what they mean by the gates. We have no strong gates, we have no strong leadership. Just like I said, every time a brother try to stand up and stand for something, guess who are the ones that guess who are the Shannon Sharps? Guess who are the Shaquille O'Neals? Us. They use us to pull each other down. That's why we don't have no leadership. Even Al Sharpton, Barack Obama. These are all weak leaders. Read.
They are black.
The Jews are what?
They are black unto
the ground.
Unto the
This is
ground.
our book.
IUIC TV, where we are recreating the narrative for the black family. As the Bible says, where there's no vision, the people perish. The media have been vehicles that have conveyed destructive images of God's children, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Not only are we in the streets, but we are on the airwaves and networks, compelling our people to come back to their heritage. Tune in to IUIC TV. What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.